Hello, my dearest fashion designer, my fearless artist. I'm back again, and this time around, I'm going to teach you how to fix a zip to your dress or your gown without any problem. It is easy to fix if you follow the step that will teach you, so that when you want to fix the zip on your dress or your gown or your trouser, you don't take from your um, bodies or take excess into the zipper allowance. So the first thing you need that disappearing pen, so that when you iron on it, the markings will disappear. So but now I'm going to be using this pencil. We're going to be working with this pencil. So let's get started. So as you all can see, I have my um, dress here, and the next thing you want to do, you want to go ahead and mark your I have my top on the table, and the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be marking my zipper allowance. I use 1 inch. If you use half inch, you're going to mark half inch zipper allowance, and it's because I added 1 inch zipper allowance, that's why I'm marking 1 inch. You are going to mark it from the neckline down to the hem of the dress. And please don't use pencil or your client clothes. Don't use pencil. Use a disappearing pen. Don't use pencil. So continue marking until you get to the hem of the dress or the top. And once you are done marking your zipper allowance on the clothes, you go ahead to use your ruler to connect those mark points together. Set your machine to the longest stitches like I did, and then you're going to run a loose stitch on your 1 inch zipper allowance. Please make sure that you are stitching directly on the line that you wrote. And this is what you should have at this point. Then you will take this to your iron table and give it a nice press. Use your finger to open the seam like the way I'm doing in the video, then press it with your iron. And when I do this, I make sure I'm using the seam and my clapper to relax the seam. And once you are done with the wrong side, flip it over to the right side and repeat the same process. Use your seam ripper to rip the seams open, and once you are done, you'll notice that you have a grease line to work with. This is the grease line you'll be working with, and make sure you move the threads after ripping the seam. After you are done removing the threads, you notice that you have a grease line on which you can place your zipper on. That's the grease line. So this will serve as a guideline on where you place your zipper on. And before you stitch your zipper to your top or your gown, please make sure that the zip is in good condition. Zip on the line, you can see on the line, on the grease line that we got, you can see the grease line is just there. Even the grease line is here, I went ahead to place my zip on it. So I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and stitch it. So we have two foot here, like this. We have 2 foot here. This one is for the industrial, and this one is for the manual machine, and this one is for the industrial machine. So I'm going to use this because I'm using an industrial machine. So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine. I'm going to stitch it there. So let's go. I'm going to take you through the process. You just want to go in to remove your presser foot and change it to your zipper foot. The first thing you are going to do, you are going to run a loose stitch on the zipper before you going ahead to attach it very well on your clothes. So the first thing I'm doing here is sewing a loose stitch. This will help keep my zipper in place. After you are done sewing your loose stitch, the next thing you are going to do is to change the setting of your stitches to your normal stitches that you use for sewing. Then you can now go ahead and stitch the zip to the clothes. You can see we have a loose stitch on the cloth already. So the reason why we did the loose stitch is because you don't want a situation where you'll be stitching on your clothes and the zip will be changing position, like to moving from the crease line that you had there. You are going to set the footer close to the teeth of your zip and then you continue stitching. That's that. Now we are done stitching. I'm going to zip the clothes and show you what we have here. After the whole process, make sure you remember to remove your loose stitches. You can see what we have. You can see how neat the zip is at the back of our dress. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other side and show you what it looks like. Fix the other side of the zip and you can see they are aligned at the line. So I will try to give it a nice point as well. So this is what we have at the moment. So this is what we have when you open the zip and when you close it. So to finish the zip, this is the part. So to finish the zipper, you just want to join these two sides together like this. You're going to pin it down. So when you get here, you're going to pin it down as well. You're going to pin this part down. So now when you get here, this part, you're going to pull in such a way that you're going to pull this together like this. The two, then make sure they're climbing on each other, and you want to pull to the side. Then you stitch. Now this is where you stitch up to 1 inch to close. So I'll take it to the machine and I'll show you how to do that. This up to that 1 inch point, you see. So you're going to just pull. You see this side. See the way I pull. I'm going to pull this one towards it. I'm going to lay this nice and flat at the side like this. So you just want to go ahead and just want to pull this like it's on top of it like this. I just want to place your stuff behind it. So I'm going to arrange my window. Where's the picker? It wasn't really tried. So yeah, better this way. It's better this way. This one really tried. So yeah. Okay. So it is better this way. I'm going to pull this down. So you just want to go ahead and just make sure you pull this part, and this part is on top of it like this. I just want to put this behind it. So then you go ahead and back stitch. When you want to stitch, make sure that this side too, you are pulling forward and placing this at the back because you don't want to catch. So up to the point. So I'm going to remove the pin. I'm going to make sure that the two edges are matching. So I'm just going to back stitch. That's all. Next I'm going to do this pin with the scissors and trim off my excess line that you don't want. So this is it. Move excess threading. So this is what you should have at the end of the day. You can see how neat and clean. You just want to take this to your iron table and give it a nice press. I've ironed this before, so I'm just going to iron. So bring it back. You can see it's relaxed. I'm just going to do the same thing here. Because you don't actually want to iron on your beads, so I'm just trying to take my time and iron, avoid the iron this part. Let me bring it back. So I'm just going to you can see how nice the zip came out. You can see how beautiful my. So if you have any questions, don't be afraid to talk about that. That's how to fix the zip on it.